Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and goodness, another fascinating puzzle today. So today is the day after, I admit that, a 1-year anniversary of Bren77's first appearance on the channel. And Bren wanted to commemorate this by sending us another puzzle. I think probably rather we'd have done it yesterday, but I'm doing it today, so that's not too bad. And it's called One Man Band. Now, this features hot and cold cells. It doesn't feel like that long since I did a puzzle called featuring hot and cold cells, and a greater mind than mine would remember. I do remember actually. It was called Now the People Will Know We Were Here. Must have been about a week ago. It was by Viking Prime, and it was an anniversary puzzle for him as well, I think. Anyway. I know why I'm getting confused, because yesterday I did a puzzle with doubler cells in it, which feels very similar. Now, anyway, we will get to the hot and cold rules in a moment. Let's concentrate on Bren77, who not only is it their 1-year anniversary in terms of appearing as a setter on the channel, but they wanted us to give a shout out to their brilliant student Carson, who spotted who Bren77 was from the outro of Simon's puzzle, intriguingly, because Bren is also a musician, and got in touch with Bren, who I think is Carson's teacher, and they've been swapping Sudoku and both improving dramatically at Sudoku setting ever since, which this is the sort of story we love on this channel, is proliferation of Sudoku-ness out in the world. That is brilliant. Anyway, so Bren is clearly not a one-man band anymore, but this puzzle is called One Man Band. Maybe it does look a bit like a guy wearing a number of musical contraptions and playing. I don't know why it's called One Man Band, but I'm going to have a go at it today anyway. Now, on Patreon, not only have we got a collection of puzzles that you will really like coming up on the 1st of May, it's called the CTC Snake Egg Collection. And if you have seen snake egg puzzles on the channel before, or if you haven't seen them, and in either case are a bit scared of tackling snake egg puzzles, fear not, because Glum Hippo has done an extraordinary thing and has led the solver through the theory of snake egg puzzles by virtue of the puzzles he's created, so that by the end of the pack he'll be an expert in them. I mean, it's really brilliant, and we earnestly urge you to join us on Patreon. $2 and above patrons get to see that, and they also get to see what has just been posted on Patreon. Well, everybody can see on Patreon. Anybody of any contribution or none can see a puzzle that Sunny Jum has created based on our Dungeons and Dragons streaming. It's called Sumgeons and Dragons, and it's a tough puzzle and very interesting with an incredibly long rule set. It won't be appearing on the channel, but Simon has nonetheless done a video of it, and if you're a paying patron you can see that video, and we urge you, go on, pay for Patreon, and it's the best value there is. It really is, especially when you see this Glum Hippo pack on the 1st of May. You're going to love it. That's coming up. Now, what else have we got going on apart from Patreon, where there is always loads of content? We've got SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise all on links under the video, and all of our apps, which include Line Sudoku, due an update soon. They may also include another puzzle to add, another app to add to the suite in a month or two, but we're looking forward to that as well. But do check out Line Sudoku and the others, of course, they're brilliant. But the first link under this video is to One Man Brand by Bren77. If I said brand there, I meant band. And the rules are as follow. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box, as per usual. Box borders divide a line into segments with the same sum. So the sum of those will be the same as the sum of those. I'm not saying digits though, because it's values that we're focusing on here because of the hot and cold cells. Now, a white dot separates values that are consecutive. Those two cells will have consecutive digits in, consecutive values in. Every row, column and 3x3 box has exactly one hot cell, and the hot cell's value is the number of its digit plus 1. So if there's a hot 7, its value for the lines is an 8, or for the dot. And exactly one cold cell is in each row, column and 3x3 box. With a value of the cold cell is obviously its digit minus 1. So a cold 5 is worth 4. Every digit 1 to 9 is in exactly one hot cell and exactly one cold cell. If you watched me struggle with Viking Primes puzzle, you'll know this will probably take a while, but you can look at the video length anyway to see if that's right. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. I'm so scared of this. Okay, there are some funky lines. There aren't as many as one would normally expect, but this is a funky line and this is a funky line. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean a line that really couldn't exist in a non-hot and cold puzzle. There are two reasons why this line couldn't exist. Because that value is equal to the value of all of those added together, which is equal to the value of that. Now these two must feature a funky cell, because how can they come to the same value if they didn't? They wouldn't be allowed to be the same digit. But there's more than that, because the value of that cell is either something between 1 and 9, or obviously you could have a cold 1 which had a value of 0, or a hot 9 which has a value of 10. So the value of this mysterious cell is either 9 or 10. And I know that it's constricted to those because the value of this 4 cell area, if you put in the 4 minimal digits, 1, 2, 3 and 4, they add up to 10. Now we're allowed one cold cell which could take the value down to 9. But that's as low as it can go. So both of these cells have the value that is being given by those. And they can't both be hot, so it's not 10. So the value is 9. And these must therefore be actually a hot 8 and a normal 9. So I'm going to try and use red for hot cells, blue for cold cells, and maybe green for nothing cells. These ones are a 1, 2, 3, 4, and they include a cold cell somewhere in them to take the value down to 9. And 9 is the n on this line. It is the value of the equal sum. Now, this line is also funky too, because again, you've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Again, you can have a cold cell. We certainly haven't used up all the possibilities there. But that could take the value down to 9. But the value could actually be 10 because we haven't used the hot 9. Have we? I don't think we have. We've used a hot 8 and an ordinary 9 here to make the value of this thing 9. On this, well, we've got to... Oh, we can't use a hot 8 because we've used a hot 8 already and there's only one hot 8 in the puzzle. So we're going to have to use a 9. Now, I don't know whether we're using a hot or a cold one. Sorry, a hot or an ordinary one. If we're using a hot one, they can add up to 10, which they could do by being an ordinary 1, 2, 3, 4, or even a 1, 2, 3, 5 with a cold cell in. Or this is a regular 9. But anyway, this digit is a 9. Doesn't matter what its value is, we don't know yet. This digit is now an 8. Now we know. The 8 had to be hot. So that's a hot 8. This is a regular 9. This now cannot be a hot cell because we've got a hot cell in the row and the box. So that is a regular 9. And now this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 with a cold cell amongst them. Oh, that's very neat. Okay, so every time we manage... Oh no, I was going to say every time we manage to find a hot cell, we can colour all the others green. That's not true because there are cold cells a go-go. Okay, these cells see a hot and a cold. So they're definitely neither. These two cells see a cold in the box and a hot in the column. So they're definitely neither. This digit, okay, let's go here. This digit, I'm going to say is 5, 6, or 7 because it is its own value. This is a green cell. The value of these is, the digits are at least 1, 2, 3, making 6. Now we could make one of them cold so the value is 5. But the value can't go above, in fact the value can't go above 7 because this is genuine. But that could still involve a 5. So these are selected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we had 1, 2, 5 including a cold cell, the value would be 7. Now, we've got a genuine digit here as well, which again, these have to add up to at least 5. So that is a genuine value of 5, 6, or 7 for these. And therefore this digit has a value of 5, 6, or 7. However, it could be a cold 8 or a hot 4. I'm not filling in all the candidates yet for that. Oh, this is so weird. Oh, look, that's a 9-8 pair just by Sudoku. Let's not forget to do Sudoku. Now, this digit is not a hot 8. We've had a hot 8. Therefore, it's either, oh, it's not cold either. Ah, so the hot digit here is a 9 and the cold one is an 8. No, the ordinary one is an 8. So this value is either 8 or 10. It cannot be 10 because this digit would have to have a value of 10 and we're only allowed one hot 9. So this is the ordinary 8. Isn't that weird? And this is a 9. And this is a hot 9 because we need a hot cell in this box. We found the hot 9 and astonishingly it doesn't have, its value of 10 doesn't actually matter. It's not on a line or a dot. But we found it and it's there. And now this digit has a value of 8. It can't be a cold 9 because it's in the same row as a 9. It can't be a hot 7 because it's in the same row as a hot cell. So it's a regular 8 as well. This puzzle is revealing its secrets in very unusual ways. This is now a 5, 6, 7 triple in this box. There's no 5 there. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. This cell, we've found the hot 8 and the hot 9, and that is actually going to restrict quite a lot of the values of one cell equals 3. The maximum value now of any of these 3s that equate to one cell somewhere else, because that one cell somewhere else can't have a value of more than 7, I think. And that's not true. It could be a hot 7 having a value of 8. So 8 is the maximum value of that group of cells, this group of cells, and this group of cells. In fact, here they can't have a value of 8 because that can't be hot because it's in the same column as a hot cell. So this value is maxing at 7. The value of this group is maxing at 7. And we cannot use 1, 2, 4, I reckon, here, ordinary cells. Because, or lower cells including a hot. Because the digits we would use would come from 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I'm saying is I'm pretty sure we have to use a cold cell here. Because the maximum value of this cell is 7. That's definitely right. I'm just rechecking the logic there. I'm sure that's right. So these cells have to use a cold cell and have a value of 8. Otherwise, we would be fitting the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 into 5 cells in column 4, and we're not allowed to do that. So this has a cold cell. Its value, does its value now have to be 7? Yes, we're using a 5 there. It's 1, 2, 5 adding up to 8. And these neither have 1 or 2, nor a cold cell. So that's an ordinary 3-4 pair. This is a 1-2 pair including a low digit. This is a 1-2-5 including a low digit. Now we know by Sudoku that there is a low digit in this group of cells. And unsurprised, oh, and they include 1 and 2 by Sudoku as well. And their value is either 5, 6, or 7. So the other digit is either 3, 4, or 5. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. So everything else in this column is 6, 7, 8, or 9. And there must be a hot digit down here somewhere, because we haven't found one in the column elsewhere. Can't be up there. So there's a hot digit up there somewhere. These are their ordinary values, as are these. This value is 7, and it can't be a hot 6, so that's a genuine 7, because we've had the hot in the column. Okay, this is great. This is good progress. This is much better than with Viking primes so far. 10 minutes in, and I've already whacked in 7 digits, found 2 hot cells, got an idea where 4 cold cells are. Yeah, this isn't bad. Right. Now this thing, I suppose this digit could be an 8. If it wasn't, no, it could be a hot 6. It seemed quite restricted. I mean, this has got to be at least, oh no, hang on. These could have a value of 5 with a cold digit. Oh, let's just check what cold digits I'm using up. Right, here I'm using up a digit from 1, 2, and 5. As I am, where am I using cold digits of a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? One of them here, one of them here, one of them here, one of them here, and one of them in row 6, because we haven't found the cold digit anywhere else. And the only values left are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is all the 5 really low cold digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the only remaining cold digits I have to find in the puzzle are 6, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know what that means, but I'm bearing it in mind as something interesting. Oh, the red down here is in, the hot is in one of those cells. Yeah, what do I do next? I don't know. There's a 9 in one of those cells. A bit of Sudoku is what I try and fall back on when I don't quite know what else to be doing. Here we have 2 digits out of 3, 4, 5, and 1 out of 6, 7, 8. 1 out of 6 or 7, because it has to be that one. So 8 and 9 are definitely in this group of cells. But they're not the hot cell up here, which is because we've had 9 and 8 as hot cells. So the hot cell is something else. These are from 3, 4, 6, 7, and it's becoming, since we know that these have their own value, it's worth thinking about this line at least briefly, even if I have no idea what's going on here. But these add up to somewhere between 7 and 13. 7, 9, 10, 11, or 13, I reckon. Okay, we'll bear that in mind for the future. I don't know what to do with it for now. But, oh, there's this cell which has a value of 5, 6, or 7. Now, down here, oh, if this was a 5, that would be a 1, 2, 5 triple. We'd have roping going on. And we'd have 1, 2, 5 in both those cells. This would have to be 1, 2, 5. And that doesn't work, because that would add up to 8. You can deduct 1 because of the cold digit to make it 7, but we'd be comparing that with a genuine 5 here. So that's not a 5. That is a 6 or a 7. And in fact, we've now placed 5 in the middle box. And that means that these digits are 1, 2, and 3, including a cold digit. And this digit is a 4. And it's genuine. We will come back to that in a moment while I think about the fact that we've had 1 from 1, 2, 3 there, 1 from 1, 2, 3 there, 1 from 1, 2, 5 here. Okay, let's think about these. They're adding up to 6 or 7. And they've got a cold digit in. So the digits add up to 7 or 8. And they use 1 and 2. They don't use 3. So there's a 3 in one of these cells. That didn't get me very far. Let's look at this 4. That is making the value of this cell at least 7. Except, yes it is, because we don't have another cold 1 or 2 to use up because of the 5 areas of coldness that we've already identified. Our Antarctic circle here uses all the really low digits as cold. So the minimum for these 3, they add up to genuinely at least 7. This can't use a 7 or a 9. So it could be an 8. It could actually be a cold 8, which has a value of 7, or it could be a hot 6, having a value of 7. But it could also have a value of 8. So this is either a 1-2 or a 1-3 pair. It could even be a 1-2 pair with a hot digit, which is annoying. But we're definitely using a 1 there. And that's not a 1. Ah, oh, that's weird. This is, I must try and remember this. This is either a hot 6, a regular 8, or a cold 8. Okay, the puzzle's getting harder for me now. That can't be a 7. Oh, so 7 is definitely on this line now. So this is adding up to 10, 11, or 13. Which must also be the value of this side of the line. It's not easy to play with. I still don't know what to do with that information. Oh, I can place a 9 here, and that is not going to be hot because we've had a hot 9. So that's a green 9. And that's not a 9. That's just Sudoku. One of these is a 7 and could be a hot 7. One of these two is a 7. Oh, did I not manage to mark it? Right. 1, 2, 3, 8, and there's a 9 there. These are from 4, 5, 6, or 7. The value of this cell is somewhere between 3 and 8. Same as the value of this cell. That's not very helpful. Okay, we need to keep going. I haven't pencil marked this at all, even though I know that the value is 6 or 7. So this now sees an 8 and a 9. It could be a hot 5, or a 6 or a 7, and either of those could be modified. Oh, look, this is a 6-7 pair by Sudoku. There's a 5-6 pair. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 in that box, as well as a 9, and in the column there's 8 and 7. That's a 5-6 pair. This is a 7-8 pair. Now I said the 7 could be hot. I now know that the 7 here is hot because we've had a hot 8. I also know one of these 3 cells is an 8. None of these as digits are 7, 8 or 9. Not that interesting. But the 5-6 pair here means this is low, 2, 3 or 4. It can't be a 1 because we know that 1's in one of those cells. Yeah, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, I'm coming back down here again. This is 5, 6 or 7. Look, I've got a 5, 6, 7, 8 quad, which is entirely unexpected in the row. That can't be a 5. Everything else in the row is from 1, 2, 3, 4. That one can't be 1 or 2 because in this box 1 and 2 are in there. Oh, I'd love to... Oh, that's nearly a quadruple, but not quite. However, it's informative about the white dot. because at least 4 of the digits from 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. So this white dot can't use 2 of the digits from 1, 2, 3, 4. It could, no, it can't use any of the digits from 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it could by virtue of a cold digit appearing here, so I've got to be careful. No, we've used the cold digits from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somehow where we've been. So remaining cold digits have values of at least 5. I feel I can pencil mark this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not entirely sure about that, so maybe... I mean, I feel absolutely sure I could pencil mark them 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I'm not even going to do that, just in case I'm missing a trick there. You guys know I miss plenty of tricks here and there. Now, 7, 9, 8, 4. Those can't be a 4. Now, what do we know about the cold digit? 1 or 2 there. 1, 2 or 5 here. I still don't know whether this is a 6 or a 7. That would be a really useful thing to know. How do we find it out? Maybe by working on this line? I don't think so. This digit has a value of 4, 5, 6 or 7. Gosh, I don't know. 1, 2, 3 there. 9, 4, 8. There's a 1 in use there. These digits... Oh, there's an 8, 7 pair here. These are from 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 as digits. I'm wondering about this line, but it looks so open-ended. All I did earlier was restrict this to a maximum of 4, 5, 6 equals 15 plus a hot cell would be 16. That is not a great maximum to work on this line segment with. The maximum here actually is a 7 and a 6 as digits. The 6 could be hot, although actually if this was a 7 and a 6, the 7 would have to be here because of that 7, 8 pair, and the 6 then couldn't be hot because of this pair, again including a hot cell. So 14 is not a valid total value for those cells. 13 is the maximum. I don't know if that's going to do anything to this. I'd much rather have a high minimum, but I don't think that's achievable. I mean, I'm definitely using 1 here and 1 of 2 or 3. So I suppose the minimum here is 2 and 5. But then you could throw, well, you couldn't throw in a cold cell to those, but that's 7 as a minimum value. That's, again, not very helpful with this group, I think. Well, or is it? Because if you put a low digit here, you have to keep it off the line here, and that's, well, not necessarily there, but maybe there. But if you put a low digit here, it's off the line up here. So if this was a 1, making the value of this line somewhere between 3 and 8, plus or minus 1, so somewhere between 2 and 9. But if that was a 1, the lowest digits you could put in here are 2, 3, 4. And you can't make any of 2, 3, 4 or 5 lower, so 9 would be the value. So if that was a 1, it would have to be hot, which it can't be in that cell. I'm saying it would have to be hot. Basically, I'm going a long way around the houses to rule 1 out of this cell, when the fact that I've got it pencil marked in one of those cages would do it for me anyway. Bother. Okay, that wasn't very good thinking, but we got there in the end. However, I mean, I'm still quite interested in how difficult it is to avoid low digits being on this line. No, I don't know. I don't think that's probably the next step. We've got a 4 definitely by Sudoku in one of those two. So that's not a 4. Hadn't seen that. Oh, we've also got a 5 here, so I don't know why I'm allowing 5 in this group of cells. What's going on here? How did I rule 3 out of this group of cells? How did I do that? Because there's a cold cell here and it would take the value down. We know that 1 and 2 are here. So this is 1, 2, 4. Oh, this is straightforward and has been for ages, and that's a genuine 6. And that's a 3. Because it sees 1, 2 and 4 and the 5, 6, 7, 8 quad. That was a brilliant spot earlier, and I haven't used it as much as I could, annoyingly. Anyway, that's a 6. Oh, this is much more straightforward. I'm so slow. Anyway, 6, 8, 9 there. Let's get rid of the corner marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5, 7 pair. This is all good. 3, 5, 7, 6, 1, 2. This is an 8, 4, 9 set, in which 4 is the doubled digit. The hot digit. 6 is the hot digit down here. And 7 here. So that accounts now for 4, 6, 7, 8 and 9 as hot digits. Interesting. So the only other hot digits we have to find are 1, 2, 3 and 5. The hot digit in this box is not 1, 2 or 3 because they're in those positions. So the hot digit here is a 5. How do I pencil mark that, pray tell? I don't know. But it means the hot digits in the remaining boxes, here, here and here, are 1, 2 and 3. And the cold digits in those boxes and this one are 4, 5, are 6, 7, 8 and 9. Which is all conspiring to push remaining values quite close together. Anyway, hang on. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad of actual digits there. So the digits that can go here are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that 3 comes out of those cells, and there's a 3 in one of these, and that can't be a 3. There's definitely a 3 and a 4 in these cells. I think I probably was sitting here going, I wish I knew what 7 and 6 were, which way round they went, when I had that 5 telling me. Anyway, this has a value of 6 now. Now, what did we just learn about the hot and cold cells? We learnt that we need the hot 5 is in this box, so that's not a hot 5. The cold 7, we don't know. This is either a 6 or a cold 7. Either way, it's part of a 6, 7, 8 triple there now. And this is a 5, and that's a 6. That's not 6, so it can't be the hot cell. I wanted to say one of this 6, 7 or 8 is hot. I can't do that. I can't even say definitely that one of those two is hot, which again I thought I could, but just have to be careful. But again, good progress. I just need to keep spotting everything I need to keep spotting. That's the trouble. Now, that was 5 or 7. Something about the odd or even digits on the white dot? No, not really. That can't be an 8 by Sudoku. Oh, there's always the fact that the lower digit on this white dot can't be hot or the higher one cold. Actually, unless they, if they both did that, then they could be. Okay, there's no conclusion I'm able to draw here. Ooh, this pair adds up to 13. Didn't we work out this was 13? No, we didn't. We worked out it was 10, 11 or 13. That's a very different groupage. 6 there, 5, 7, 8, 9. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I haven't thought much about this line because it just doesn't seem like it's yielding anything. This one's proving difficult. Maybe it's this one again. Right, the digits here aren't 9 or 8 or 7. What a brilliant piece of pencil marking. The digits here are not 9, 4, 8 or 1. So the values, the only cold cell you could get up here would be on a 6. The only hot cells we're allowed, what were they? They were 1, 2 and 4? 5's going to be the hot cell over here somewhere. I remember that. 1, 2 and 3 are the remaining hot cells. I don't know. I don't think this is easy to figure out at all. I don't think I'm really up for that at the moment. Where are 1, 2 and 3 in this row? One of them's there, one of them's there. Oh, in one case here, there is a 3 in these cells. So that's going to form a 1, 2, 3 triple in its row. That would require 9 and 4 to be here. That would be from 5, 6, 7. I don't know how this helps. Ah, do I know this is a genuine 6, which seems likely. We do still have cold 7 to find. So it's possible that that's cold 7. Ah. I was just starting to think there is a cold digit in this row. It's not in, oh well, it's not in that 1, 2 or 4. It could be there. Oh, bother. Okay, I was nearly about to say that we're going to have to put the cold digit here. But I can't say that quite. Okay, how about... Still, let's think about cold and hot digits in these rows. If that is hot, it's a hot 6. Otherwise, it's a regular 8 or 9. This might do something with the white dot. I can't see it. It might. It's irritating me that I can't see quite what to do with that. Oh, bother. It's quite stuck again. 7 adding up to 6. 1, 2. I mean, I've got all these triples. No, I know that there's no... That 1, 2, 4 takes 4 out of these cells. That's what I hadn't done. So these now add up to 10 or 13. This pair adds up to 10 or 13. Those are a widely disparate pair of possible sums, and it's only a value because we don't know if there's a hot or a cold digit. 10 or 13. I find it very difficult to use that. I mean, there may be something in 10 or 13 there must use a high digit. We've got a high one there, a sort of semi-high one there and there. Even this, oh, that's a lot of high digits. Okay, where do 1, 2 and 3 go in the column? How about that? One of them's here. That's a possible cell for one of them. Okay, let's keep it simpler. Where do 1 and 2 go? Not here, because there's a 1, 2, 3 triple. Not on this line, because it has to add up to at least... Oh no, well, 1 or a 2 could go on it with a 9 to get it up to 10. Oh, boo. I was hoping to conclude that that was a 1 or a 2. That would actually be a huge step in the puzzle if I could, but I can't quite do that. That's not a 9 by SUDOKU, that's very obvious. Now this 6 or 8, I did good work on that, but I didn't quite get through to what it was. If it was a 6, it was going to be a low... Well, we're not allowed a high 6. The value here is at least 7, because these can't go low. And we've got a high 6 down here, so that is not a 6. There we go, that's an 8. Now, I don't know whether it's an 8 with its own value or a cold 8. We've had a hot 8, but 8 with its own value makes this a 1, 3. A cold 8 makes this a 1, 2. No, that becomes a 4, and that is the hot digit in this set, because we've had 9 and 8. Right. So, that's an 8, 9 pair of genuines. That is now a hot digit. And that's telling me this can't be hot. Also, we've placed 4, 9, 8, 7 and 6 as hot. 5's in this box. And this can't be hot. We've only got hot 1, 2 and 3 to go anyway. Also, this is now seeing digits 4, 8 and 9. So I feel entitled to write 5, 6, 7 there. Since it can't be hot. It can never... Well, unless that was a cold 4, no, that can't be a cold 4. So I'm entitled to write 5, 6 or 7 there. Just not entitled to do anything about it. Let's work out. If this was cold, that would be a 1, 2 pair. These couldn't be cold. If that was cold, that couldn't be cold either. That would have to be cold. If that was cold, that would be cold. Cold 3 or 4 specifically. It's weird, but I don't know if it is. I don't think that proves what this is. It can definitely still be its own value of 8. And they could actually, well, they can't include a hot 1 or 2, but they could be a 1, 3 pair. I might have worked out there's no way for these to include a cold digit now. But maybe I haven't. If that's a genuine 8. Oh, here's something I haven't factored in. That could be a 3 and a 2. No, we can't have a cold digit that's low. I have factored it in. Those can't include a cold digit. They're genuine. In fact, the cold digit in this column, this has been obvious for ages. Since the cold digits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in my Antarctic circle here, the only one of those that could have been cold in this column was here. There it is. That is cold. These are not cold. These are genuine. This one is cold 2, 3 or 4. I don't know which, but it's cold, and that's not cold. Okay. Now, no, I don't know. This could still be cold, this 8, and that could be a 1, 2 pair. Cold digit there means that one isn't cold. And there's no cold on the white dot. Is that any use? It doesn't feel like it ought to be. The only cold 5 is definitely The only code 5 possibility now is definitely here. That's probably been the case for a while. But the code 4 possibilities are there or here. The code 3 possibilities are here or here. There is a code 5 here. And a hot 6 down here somewhere, not doing a job particularly. However, if that was the hot 6, this would be 7 by Sudoku, that would be 8, and this would be 7 and hot. That does work. If this was a regular 8, that would be hot 7, and this would be 6. If that was hot 6, this would be a 7 and would be cold. So that would be the cold cell in box 8. Ah, that doesn't unwind it. Gosh, this is tough. 7. This line is not giving me anything. I'm not getting very far with that one. Oh, these can't be cold or hot. They see hot in the row and cold in the box. So they're genuine. That has a value of 4, 5, 6 or 7 and it's not hot. Are these the same digit? Probably is my current answer, which isn't very fulfilling. Wow, this is a tough section of the puzzle. I will say that. These are from 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That doesn't feel exciting. Okay, maybe it's some digit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Antarctic Circle. We've got to find code 6, 7, 8 and 9 in the remaining boxes. Now, up here, 7 and 9 can't be cold. In this box, 9 can't be cold. Where can 9 be cold? Somewhere in this row, it's allowed. Or somewhere in this box, not in that row. So, cold 9 is in one of these highlighted cells. Cold 8? Well, we know it could be the 8 in box 1 here. Otherwise, no, I don't know. That's not the way to pursue this. It's close. I mean, it's close to yielding interesting information. Oh, also there is a hot digit in one of these cells. I haven't even seen that. So there's no hot here. Maybe this line is still valuable. What's it doing? Why is it not showing me what it's doing? 9, 8, 7. So these cells are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maximum here is 13. Maximum here is 15. That's just not useful. One of these was going to be a 1, 2, 3 triple, and the other one is going to involve a 4. Oh, yeah, the 4 in this row is either there or in that cell. Similarly, 4 in this row, one of those 4. No, not getting that either. I mean, I feel like I'm incredibly close to knowing everything about this puzzle, but I really am not there yet. Okay, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. We've seen that ad nauseam. So that digit is the same as that one and appears in one of those two cells. Can't be cold over there. Have I actually worked out that one of these two is cold? Yes. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 can't have a cold digit in this box. So one of those two is cold. If it's there, this is a 6. And if it's in this cell, it's a 7 and it's cold. One of those two is cold. We do still need a hot 1 and 2. We can't have a hot 4. We've had hot 4, 9, 8, 7, 6. And 5. Ah, the hot 5 is in one of these cells. So those don't include 5 as a possibility. I hadn't seen that before. Just wondering about this being a hot 4. I mean a 4. I don't think it can be a 4 anymore. And here's my thinking on that. This can't be a cold 5 because the cold 5's in the Antarctic Circle there. So if this was a 4, that couldn't be a cold 5. It can't be a genuine 4 and it can't be a hot cell. So this can't be a 4. That is 6 or 7. This can't be a hot 5. So it is now 6 or 7 as well. I can't quite rule it out from being a... Oh, can't rule it out from being a cold 7, but I do now see a 6-7 pair in the column. It could be a cold 7 with a regular 6 there. Okay, 6-7 pair in the column. That reduced this to 5 or 9. That's odd. That's odd. You see, I want to say one of these is odd, but the hot cell still remaining in this row stops me from doing that. Doesn't it? I think it does. So if this is hot, it's a 6. Then 8 is sitting on here with a genuine 9 or 7. It can't be sitting with a hot one because that would make the white dot a liar. So if that's a hot 6, there's an 8 on here and with a genuine 9 or 7. If that is a genuine 8 or 9, no, I don't know. There's still a cold digit to come in the row then. I don't know how to factor that in. Could be missing what's going on there. I've got this 6-7 pair. 6, 7 and 8 have been used. Now this pair, how could we make that add up to 13? Or 10 even? With genuine digits, it would have to be 9, 1 or 9, 4. With a hot and a cold digit, the same would be true. I think. Yeah, that's right. Now, what about with just a hot digit? Then it can add up to 9 or 13. It could be 5, 4. No, 9 or 12 or 9, 3. Definitely using a 5 or a 9. If there was a cold digit only here, they would actually add up to 10 or 14, which would be 9, 1 or 9, 5. 9, 5 is actually impossible because of that. But 9, 1, so we always use a 5 or a 9 on that pair, and we always use one here, and that's a virtual pair, so this can't be 9. There's a 5, 9 virtual pair between those cells, and we've used a 6, 7, 8 in the column. Everything else is from 1, 2, 3, 4. That has to be a 4 because there's 1, 2, 3 used in the box. It's not hot because the hot 4's gone. That's not a 4. Okay, that's something. And that's now a 3. And that's a 4. And none of these are 3s now. That's not a 4. We've got a 6-7 pair here, so we've got a 9-5 pair here, in which the hot digit is the 5. 4, 8, 3. We've got a 1-2 pair there. I can fill in 6 and 7 over this side. That's quite the breakthrough. 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. These are from 1, 2, 3, 5. But they can't involve 1 because 1's in one of those two cells. Right. So this pair adds up to, the digits add up to 9, 10 or 12. But they could have a cold cell. So that could be 8, 9 or 11. So somewhere between 8 and 12 for the value of these. And we've used 9, 6, 7 and 8. So there's no 6 there. Somewhere between 8 and 12. And they might have a cold digit. So somewhere between 8 and 13 in real life. Oh, it's head-wrecking. There's a 6 in one of those cells, and it's not the hot digit. Because the hot 6 has gone down here. The 6 is with a hot 1, 2 or 3, because those are the remaining hot digits we are allowed to use. So there's definitely a 5 in this group of cells, and that's not a 5. And now this pair only adds up to 10 or 9, possibly with a cold cell, so 8, 9 or 10. And this group has a 5 in, but maybe a cold cell. Curse the cold cell. This is really winkling away at things, isn't it? It's like sticking your toothpick into an oyster shell and trying to fish it out without being able to see inside. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm not much of a gastronome. Right, we've got a 5 or 9. This adds up to 10 or 13, and that is the genuine value. Now, I thought about all those possibilities, and although they were a bit boring, they always included a 5 and a 9. I can't rule out a hot cell. In fact, I don't know anything really about hot and cold in these columns at all yet. That's very annoying. There, I said it. Very annoying. 6 is either there as a genuine 6 or on this white dot. If it's on the white dot, it can't be with a cold 8, so it would have to be with a 5 or a 7, and that would be a 6, 5, 7 triple. This would be a 9, this would be an 8, that would be a hot 6. I see, that's intriguing. I don't think that works. Right, if 6 was on this white dot, hot 6 is here. Ah, it could be cold 6. No, it couldn't. We've had cold in the row. So if 6 was on this white dot, it would be genuine. The digit it would go with is not allowed to be cold 8, so it would be a 5 or a 7, being genuine as well. That would form a 6, 5, 7 triple of digits. That would be a 9. This would be an 8. 8 would be genuine. And suddenly there's nowhere for the hot digit in the row, because it can't be a hot 9 there. And it couldn't be on these cells. So these do not include a 6, and the 6 in the box is here and is genuine. And this is the cold digit in the row. We can't have the 1, 2, 4 outside the Antarctic Circle, as I have christened it and I'm sticking with. So that's the cold digit in the row. That 6 has made this an 8, which is not hot. We've had hot 8. So this is the hot digit and is a 6 in the box. And we needed a 6 in that row, so that's good. This is a 7, and that is the hot digit in this box. And now 8 is non-hot. There we go, trying to tidy up these pencil marks as we go. I'm sorry if it makes things a bit slow, but The admin here is absolutely vital, I promise you. So now there's a genuine, well, no, hang on, there's an 8 in this row. Yes, it's not cold and we've had hot 8. So there's a genuine 8 going with a genuine odd digit here. We've had hot and cold. These are all genuine. Actually, we have in this row as well. These are all genuine. The 8 is going with 7 or 9. Okay, I mean, that's fine. And that can work either way round with this pair. Now, this cold digit and this cold one of them's a 4. I don't know what the other one is. The cold 3, no, I was going to say it has to be here, but it could be there if that was the cold 4. Hot and cold are in these cells. That's useless because they're not even contributing to values anywhere. 8 is there along, if it was 8, 9, oh my gosh. Right, but we've had a 6 in this column, so that's a 7. Now we've still got a cold 7 to find. It could be there, and that would be a genuine 6. Otherwise, this is a genuine 7, and that's a genuine 7. 7, 8, 4, 6. So we know there was going to be a 5 or a 9 here, but now it's with 1, 2, or 3. And it's making a value of either 10 or 13. So 5 with 1, 2, or 3 won't get the job done. Not even to get to 10. So 9 is up there, along with 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, that's right. This is a 5 now. That's a 7. This is an 8, 9 pair. That felt like doing something. Now, this pair have a value of either 10 or 13. 9, 2, including a cold 9, would give 10. 9, 1, including straightforward 9. Oh, we need to find cold 9 somewhere in the puzzle. It's not in box 1, it's not in box 2, it's not in box 4, 5 or 6, it's not in box 7 or 8 or 9. Cold 9 is in box 3. Good Lord. So that's not cold, that's a genuine 7, connecting to a genuine 7 there. Cold 9 is here, worth 8, and therefore going with 2 to make 10. Oh, we're never getting to 13 anymore. Okay, right, that's cold 9 and 2. 2 can come out of those cells, and they're not cold anymore. Oh, one of them's hot. It's got to be here. Oh, hang on. This could be... Could this be cold 9 and hot 1? Wow, I've got to be careful about that. That's really annoying. Okay, but it's not 9 and 3 because there's a cold in it. And this is not 7 and 6. This is 7 and 3. Yeah, 10. That's definite. Okay, that's good. And this is a 6. Yeah, I've got to allow for the possibility of there being a hot 1 here as well as a cold 9, which is freakish, but there you go. 6 there, that's not a 6, and I can place 6 in this box, and it's there, and it's not hot. This is hot now, and is 1, 2, or 3. So, these are not hot or cold. That one I still don't know. I don't know if there's a cold digit here. Ah! Oh no, I know these are genuine, but I don't know what the numbers are. Bother. In fact, that hasn't really changed. Oh, 7 there is looking at that digit. It's so hard to know what has been unwound and what hasn't. 3 there. 8, 9, 4, 7, 3. We need a 6 in this row. I'm going to put that there. Ooh, Do we need a code 6 in the puzzle? We do, and it's either there or there. I think. And that means this cell isn't cold. I'll take anything I can. No, this can't be a code 6 because code's up there. So this is the code 6. These are all genuine. And so are these two in this box now. So this is fake. This is cold. This is a 1-2 pair. Wow. This is going to work, I think. Okay, so although that looks like a deadly pattern, we've got a cold cell there. So this one goes normal. This one is now cold. Oh, I mean, they still look like a deadly pattern, but we're going to find out from somewhere else which way they work. But it's a 1-2 pair, so that's a 3, that's a 5. Now I can add this lot up. That's 10, and these are genuine and include a 5 and not a 3. They are 5, 1, 4. That is a 2. That's a 1, that's a 3. This is a cold 4. That is not a code 4, therefore, because we've had one now. That's a 4. This... Hang on, how do I... Oh, that's become a 1 by Sudoku. That's a code 2. And that tells me this is a code 1. And that does that deadly pattern that was threatening. Oh, look, we've hit the hour mark again. It's just like Viking Prime all over again. 2, 7, 3 to place in this row. That's 2 or 3. This is 7. Yeah, let's tidy up what we can here. We know that that's not... Oh, we know they aren't cold, so that is cold. So we've got cold 8, 6, 4, 1, 2, 7, 3 somewhere here, and 5 somewhere here, and 9 somewhere here. That's all the colds. The hots, we've got 7, 6, 8, 4, 9, 5, 2 or 3 there, 1, 2 or 3 there, and 1, 2 or 3 somewhere here. That is green, and that's green. That is 1, 2 or 5. I mean, we're still not done. I'm going to have to figure this out at some point. That became a 1, 4, 5 set. Oh, so that's not a 1, and that's not a 4. So this is hot 2 or 3, and that is also hot 2 or 3. So we are going to need hot 1 in this box. That doesn't mean it's on, in fact, that is now not hot. So it's not hot 1. Hot 1 is in one of these cells. So neither of those two are a 1. That and that are not 1s either. It's cold 5 sitting in one of those, so that's not a 5. Got code 3 here. Wow, it's still not done at all. I don't feel like I'm even very close to it because I can't work this out. We've got hot 1 in one of these cells, cold 9 in one of those two. Now, these do add up to 10, but I don't know whether they're a genuine 9-2 with a hot 1 there. See, oh look, I've got that 3. There we go. Okay, so that's the hot 2. Now, hot 3 is down here. Oh no, that 2 is looking at that cell. So that's the 9, and that is cold. We knew we were getting a cold 9. There it is. That cell is not cold and is green and is not 5 because we need a cold 5 in this box. Here it is. That's in fact a 1 by Sudoku. That's a 2. That's 5 and that's 1. In fact, I can do this 4-5 pair now and this 8-9 pair. I've got a 3-4 pair in the corner. That's not a 9 now. What have we got here? 1, 2, 8 as a group. Now that's not cold, but it doesn't mean it's green. Oh, I can place 5 and 9 here. And the 5 is the hot cell, I think. Yeah, that's right. 9 sorts out 8 and 9 here. Keep going. 8 places 8 here, which is not the funky digit. Right, one of these is hot 1. That sees hot and cold. So this is hot and is a 3. That's 2. This is not a 3. And we've had hot and cold in this column now. I mean, honestly, it's so intricate. We are still doing things. This is the hot digit and is the 1. And now this has worked. Cold 9 equals 8 plus a 2, which is not a hot 1. That's a 1. This can't be cold. That's just by the rule. This is cold. I probably know what digit it's meant to be because I've had cold 2, so that's a cold 3. We're going to get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. But this puzzle is done, and that was not easy, but we got there. It's so clever though, but it's hard work by Bren77, one-man band, a brilliant puzzle. And we look forward to your student Karsan's efforts in the future. But that's great fun. Thank you for sending that, Bren. And we will be back with more Sudoku fun tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.